together with Lopez at the front in the red, James Knox in the middle, with Chavez just hanging on at the back.
Let's see. So our final climb is properly nasty. They've got about 2 more kilometres before we actually get to the foot of it. It's incredibly short. They haven't factored in, I'm afraid, into this the intermediate sprint bonus seconds 3, 2 and 1 that we've already had, and because we didn't see it, we're not shown it, we have no other information. Apologies for that. Catch up with it later. Every second counts in this race, Brian. That's why they're going for these intermediates as well.
Well, it's going to 17 seconds, which is good, but that can be snaffled up quite quickly in a finish like this. And you can see they are pushing on. Chavez has been in front for a considerable amount of time, so he felt a little bit fatigued in that final climb there. He came back, however. It just goes to show you how strong he is. But they've got a great opportunity here. Trek Segafredo have been on the attack. Mollema was in the attack. I believe he had a puncture, now trying to come back. But James Knox, first time we've mentioned him in this race. He stands a very good chance of trying to take this stage. But 14 seconds, 13 seconds now, it is coming down.
Well, James Knox can climb. We've seen that. Tirreno Adriatico a couple of years ago, 3 I think. Actually, had a fabulous race there. He's proper quality, and especially in a moment such as this, because doggedly determined, I think can often accompany his name. JP Lopez, Esteban Chavez. I believe Lopez, he tried to kick on there and shake Chavez out, but they're better to work together. They've only got a margin of 12 seconds, but what is coming? A whole load of hell, and the very steepest part of the climb. It gets steeper and steeper throughout the reach of it. The very most difficult inclines are at the very end. So they'll be hitting around sort of 4, 6 and 8% in very short order over maybe just 150 metres. Then we hit 10, eases just a little bit, but only down to 6s and 7s. And then it picks up yet again to the line. This is all crammed into the next couple of kilometres once we start climbing. It's rude almost, and James Knox does not want anyone else in this party for the time being. Lopez has a look at Chavez as if to say, aren't you coming through to give me a turn? Chavez just trying to moderate his effort for the time being. Movistar doing a lot of work. This is for Enric Mas, not shown his face just yet. Uran is here as well. You can see him looming large, centre of the road, just next to Izagirre, who's on his shoulders in the red and white of Cofidis. Meanwhile, Colombian champion does come through to take a turn. Doesn't want to let James Knox off the leash. But JP Lopez playing a blinder here for Trek. He has a look over his shoulder as well. They have to share the duty. Turn onto the climb goes for James Knox. Everyone else is going to have to make the same turn, so they'll drift to the right-hand side of the road to make the left-hand turn onto the climb, and spearing up, almost dive-bombing up the inside is Danny Martinez. Wants to improve position. He's now moved up to position 6. He's almost on the shoulder here of Jonas Vingegaard, has been dragged into position at the moment, dragged along to the party. And right now, James Knox is having one all on his own. There's the Flamme Rouge. Starts to just pick into this one. Takes a left-hander. He drives into this right now. And this is where the incline really starts to pick up. We're talking 21%, 22%, 25% at the very last in some of the turns here. This is brilliant. James Knox stepping on the pedal. Look behind, and here come the pack, and they're just about to absorb here both Chavez and Lopez, and it's a modest margin indeed. And here comes Chavez, just closing that gap. He's dragged through onto it. Will he now be able to just go round his man? Let's wait and see. Everybody else is coming to join the fun. Attila Volta is doing a great job. That's Jonas Vingegaard right there, and also on his shoulders is Richard Carapaz. Just behind them is Enric Mas as well. The greats have come to the fore, and they're starting to shred to the side of the road, picking them off. That's James Knox who's gone right now. They're folding over each other. There goes Lopez in one last throw of the dice, but who else is left behind? That's the question. Vingegaard on the back wheel of Attila Volta. You can also see Richard Carapaz, whose friend and colleague. Chavez has done such a great job for him. Little bit of a plateau here as they come into the fans, and the grind goes on. And if you want somebody who can grind anyone to dust, it's Attila Volta, the Hungarian champion. There he is, and on his back wheel is Jonas Vingegaard. When does Vingegaard press go? That's the question, Brian.
Yep, onto the steepest part now, and I really don't know what Lopez was doing at the bottom. He was concerned with Chavez. I don't think he should have been, but Walter leading Vingegaard now with Carapaz just propped on the wheel. Enric Mas lurking as well, just on the wheel of Carapaz. So a little bit of a respite, and then we turn right. And this is the steepest part all the way to the finish.
Here we go, up past the vineyard, and Vingegaard now has got no other option other than to go for it. It's Higuita. Oh, and he's rammed. Higuita gets taken to the barriers here, tangles up, and that, disaster for Richard Carapaz as well. And this has thrown the cat amongst the pigeons. Vingegaard goes for it, and he's got Enric Mas upon his wheel. What an absolute nightmare. Landers still believes that he can drag himself back into this one. What a shame we had that collision. Get back to that in a moment, but Vingegaard here is on a march, and look at the gaps he's posting here, and on this kind of incline this counts for an awful lot of seconds. Vingegaard has a look over his shoulder. Mas tries to pick it up. There is Lander as well. Izagirre's in the frame equally so, but it's going to be Vingegaard here. It's damage limitation for those behind. Enric Mas trying to close the gap. Lander's going mano a mano with him. Suddenly a little bit of a plateau, is it? Oh, he's got to drive on. He's out of the saddle once again. Tough this most certainly as it's designed to be. Here's a hardened section, the very line itself. Boom, he takes it. Brilliant work. Lander in second place ahead of Mas, and then we'll have to ponder. There is Izagirre, and that is Godot. And my life, what drama we have had here. JP Lopez comes across the line. Likewise, the blue young jersey of Baggioli here. What a shame. What an absolute disaster for Richard Carapaz. Tangled up in a tangle. Doesn't get tougher than that. And it doesn't get better than this. That's